Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I posted this very vague picture. So I'm about to give you a little story time of how Braxton got rescued by the fire department. Okay, so let's rewind. So it was on Thursday and today is Sunday. So on Thursday, it was just a normal regular day. It was just a regular day, nothing exciting going on, and we just got dressed and I went over to my mom's new apartment because, as you saw in my previous video, my mom got married. So she told me that during lunch I could go over and get some dinner that she made the night before. So me and Braxton went over there for lunch, and we were just getting ready to leave when she called me and was like, oh, just stay there, I'm on my way from work and I'll meet you there. Okay, cool. So she meets me there and she gets there and I'm like, I have to go for real. Like, I need to go get some ingredients so I can make chicken parmesan tonight for me and Braxton for dinner. And so she's like, oh, it's cool, I gotta go to the grocery store too. So there's a grocery store right around the corner, Wegmans, don't know if y'all know that store. So we both got in our cars separately and we met up at Wegmans. So I park in Wegmans and she's parked like directly like across from me. So like the front of my car is facing this way and the front of her car is like facing this way. So I'm sitting there for a second and my mom gets out the car and I get out the car and I close my door. So my mom's standing at the passenger backside where Braxton is in his car seat, and I'm forgetting stuff. Hold on, let me tell you about how Braxton first of all got my car keys. So while I was leaving the apartment complex, he was crying because he wanted to go with his grandma, not realizing that me and my mom were going to the same place. So to console him, I just kind of like gave him my keys and I let him play with my keys. It's really not a big deal, like, because while I'm driving and the car is on, the keys don't work. So whatever buttons he's pressing, it doesn't work. And my car is pushed to start, so I don't need the keys to like stay near me while I'm driving. So I closed the door, and that was like the biggest mistake of my, not my life, but my day. And as soon as I closed the door, my mom was standing at his door, hadn't yet gotten to open the handle, but as soon as I close my door, all I hear is beep, 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 just like the sound of my car locking over and over and over again, and it makes like this little beep sound. So I look up and I'm like, dude, and I look up at my mom, he locked himself in the car. She's like, what? So she's leaning in on this side on his window, and I'm leaning in like this on his side. Press the other button, press the other button, press the other one. Oh my gosh, look, there's more buttons, press the other button. And he's just going beep, 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 smiling and having a good time. So I look at my mom like, and I start cracking up, like literally cracking up. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's locking the car, because I'm like, dude, like, he's gonna press a different button eventually. So I have my hand on the handle, like just waiting for him to press a different button. My mom's still like, press the other button, and I'm just cracking up, dying laughing, like, oh my gosh. So then this is when things got real. He got frustrated because me and my mom were telling him what to do, basically. Really good habit that a 1-year-old has is that when they get mad, they throw things. So he takes the keys and he tosses them. And I look up at my mom, I'm down like this. I look up at my mom and I'm like, oh wow, okay, all right. So that changes the whole game. It's not funny no more. I'm about to get locked up. They're about to call CPS on me. So I have my phone in my hand and I only have 2% on my phone. So I call my grandma, and my grandma has the spare key in her house, and she lives like 10 minutes away from the grocery store. So I call her like, grandma, oh my gosh, you'll never believe what happened. Braxton has locked himself in the car. Can you please come bring the spare key? So it had just been like a really big thunderstorm and it was raining really bad. So thankfully it wasn't that hot outside yet. So I'm like, okay, we should be fine as long as, you know, we look at him, make sure that he's not sweating or anything. Like, he can wait 10 minutes until my grandma gets here. So no, he starts crying like furiously, like screaming, because he doesn't understand, like, why are y'all standing there, why are y'all not getting me out the car? And we're just like, honey, you locked the doors. He's screaming furiously, and my mom looks up at me and she's like, we're gonna have to call the fire department. I was like, huh? The what? They gonna break my windows? And she was like, we have to call the fire department, they'll do it for free, they don't charge you. And I'm just like, bruh, like, oh my god, I'm gonna get my son taken away from me. They gonna think that I locked my son in the car to go inside of the store. And I'm just like, oh my god. So my mom calls the fire department. She's on the phone with dispatch and they're like, how old is he? And I'm just really sitting there like, is this my life? Because my phone had died by this point. After I called my grandma, my phone had died. So I didn't even get to call my boyfriend and tell him what was happening to our son. So my mom's on the phone with dispatch and we hear sirens. And I was like, Mom, can you please tell them that they don't need to have the sirens on? Like, please, can you tell the dispatcher if they can turn the siren off? So she tells them, she's like, is it necessary for you guys to have the sirens on? They're like, yes, this is a child, like, it's necessary so that we can get through as fast as we can. By this time, Braxton has been in the car without the keys in his hand for about 5 minutes. Before that, he was probably pressing the lock for like 30 seconds before he threw the keys. Here they come, this big old fire truck in this really fancy bougie town center where the grocery store is, and all these people, bougie people, looking at me and my mom standing outside the car like this. Like, he was sweating furiously at this point, and it's got to be like 70 degrees outside, so it wasn't as hot as it was earlier in the day. But because he was so worked up and crying because he didn't understand why we weren't getting him out the car, he just started sweating. And it's not hard for Braxton to sweat, he's a big boy, so he sweats easily. They come and they hopping out the car or whatever, and I guess there's like a head person that was with them, like one that was over the rest of the firefighters, and he was like, y'all got 10 minutes to get the baby out the car before I bust the windows. And he sets his stopwatch, like he's dead serious. Like, they had exactly 10 minutes, no seconds more than that, and he was gonna bust the windows. So they had like this little tool where they like pump some air, like an air pressure pump, you know, not air pressure, blood pressure, like when you get your blood pressure cuff and they press the they squeeze the thing, I don't know, but they put it like in between my window and put air into it, and I guess it opened up my window and separated it. And they put a tool down there, and basically we're trying to press the unlock button. That didn't work, so they just like had to pull the handle really hard from the inside. Like, they had this little tool. So there's a guy on the passenger side window like, no, move more to the left, move more to the right. Meanwhile, Braxton's crying, the firefighter's yelling at me, not yelling at me and my mom, but like, if you guys aren't gonna smile, don't look at him, he's feeding off of your energy. If you look worried or nervous, he's gonna cry harder and make him sweat harder. Y'all, I was stressed. I was just waiting for a cop to pull up and tell me that I had to answer some questions or something, but they said that it happens a lot to children, and I was just like, I was over it by this point, and I was cracking up at first, and then things just got serious, and I leaned against the car and I just looked like I was gonna pass out. By the time the fire department came, I asked my mom to give me her phone, and I called my boyfriend, and he didn't answer the first time, which I knew he probably wouldn't, because he was doing something that requires his attention and that he can't really answer the phone. And he probably was just thinking like, oh, she's just calling me. But he actually called me back, and I was surprised that he did that. I thought I was gonna have to text him and say like, yo, it's an emergency. But he called me back, and I'm like, you'll never believe what happened. Your son just locked himself in the car. And he's like, what? And so I turned the camera around to show him. He's like, yo, what's going on? You know, like, obviously if he called me saying the same thing, I'd be like, bro, what just happened? Like, run that back. My son is where? So they get him out. Basically, they get him out, and well, they didn't get him out, I got him out. So as soon as the door unlocked, I heard it, I opened the door and I hurried up and unbuckled him, and the keys are right next to him, y'all. The keys are right next to him. They're next to him, but like his car seat, they're right on my regular seat, like the leather part of my seat, so not to where he could reach them, But I was just like, my diaper bag and everything was in my front seat, so they knew that I didn't go into the store because my diaper bag was there, which means my wallet, everything else, and then my keys were still in there. So they I guess knew that I wasn't trying to leave him in the car. Like, it was sincerely an accident. So that was good, because I was really nervous that I was gonna go to jail, or that I was already gonna have one strike, you know. So cool, it's over with. Nah, here pulls up an ambulance, guys, an ambulance. Sorry, we're gonna have to take him in the bag just to see if he has any dehydration, blah 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 blah. So they take him in the back of the ambulance. They give him this little cute little stuffed elephant to keep him calm. They're taking his blood pressure, checking his oxygen levels, taking his temperature. He was 98.1 degrees, y'all. So he was normal temperature. So they're taking his temperature and everything, which I appreciated. Don't get me wrong, I appreciated that they took the time to take those measures. He was acting normal, he was fine, his temperature wasn't high. Gave him some water, he was drinking, he was fine. No big deal. A big deal, but no big deal. So I had to sign, basically like saying that I wasn't gonna take him to the hospital, and my mom had to sign as a witness. And so we get out of the ambulance, and here's my grandma, my poor grandma. Here she is. Oh my gosh, y'all, there was traffic. It was like 6 o'clock at this time, so traffic is really bad in Nova, which is Northern Virginia. Traffic is really bad. So I mean, I'm glad we called the fire department, because he would have been in there a lot longer, her trying to get through traffic and stuff. And so I'm like, I'm sorry, grandma, that made you get out the bed to bring it. And she's like, it's okay, it's okay. So at this point, I'm like, I don't want to go in the grocery store. Nope, I don't want to go in the grocery store. I don't want everybody to be like, that's that lady who locked her kid in the car. Because I mean, they didn't know what happened. They just saw, and from what it looked like my kid was locked in the car because of me. So my mom was like, girl, we going in this store. We done did all this, we going in this store. I had to do the walk of shame. I never had to do a walk of shame in a grocery store, you know what I'm saying? So I'm walking through the grocery store with Braxton. He's in the cart, he's fine, he's back to playing, doing whatever. And I just felt like, oh my gosh, what just happened? I'm in the store the whole time. I'm just walking casually and just laughing while I'm walking, like, what just happened? What is my life? What are the chances? What are the odds that this would happen? So long story short, I got my chicken parmesan ingredients, went home, made dinner. So basically that's how Braxton got rescued by the fire department, and how Braxton locked himself in the car. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there will be more stories like this coming. So if you continue to follow me and subscribe to me, like, this is the things that you can expect. This is the type of things that you can expect. Braxton the Minutes and his mother, who is just along for the ride. And honestly, I'm sitting here right now and I still can't believe that happened. Thanks for listening to my crazy story. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, you need to follow me, because this is how I show a lot of things that Braxton does. On Instagram, I show a lot of like what Braxton's doing, what we're doing every day, what I'm doing. So I mean, I can't record everything, so the little snippets you guys can watch on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram at Primadonnabrianna. Follow me on Twitter at Primadonnabri, and then subscribe to me down below, and go ahead and turn my post notifications on. And also, when you're watching my videos, please watch it in HD. Like, I want you to see the best quality, because I tried to record in the best quality for you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching. More videos coming. I know I took a little break because of school, but school's over now, so I should be rolling out some more videos. But I love y'all. Thank you for watching.